a quick glimpse of a little bit of Game 4 today. Oh, and Celine. Um, I was going to mod for my friend and she forgot to change her title. And instead of the game that I thought she was playing Game 4. And luckily, it was just in the middle of the card game and that sort of Tetris Bejeweled game that they have in there. So it didn't really tell me anything about the game itself. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna go start playing now. So I'm like, alright, I'm out. I saw the card game and I saw that Tetris slash Bejeweled type game. And then I got out when she went to actually go start playing again. So I didn't catch anything storyline related really. So I made sure I got out really quick. Ooh, I could see the castle for a second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Yeah, I tried to not find out too much. She's like, this won't really tell you much storyline wise. I mean, because it was just the game, so. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Legram once again for the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. I can understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. Thank you, Steve. I love the little hand like she's going, True. It seems like a place that we nobles could learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time, too. You're all more than welcome, Legram, anytime. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next return. After leaving Legram, we changed trains at Bereahard Station and rode the Crucian Main Line north, heading toward Keldic. We're on the train, and it hasn't made me play cards yet, but I'm waiting for it to make me. Oh, we get to keep going. Now we're gonna have to play cards. And talk like a lot. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Keldic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Garrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Garrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. Hang on, I gotta grab a drink of water real quick. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Calvard Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Weren't those the weapons that Gwyn said he regretted constructing? Yeah, they're these 2 massive orbital cannons pointed toward the east at Calvard. Or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossbell State. They are pretty crazy, yeah. It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. Wait. You've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Gramps took Claire, Lecter, and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, something like that anyway. To consider what it means? He has a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart for Crossbell with Prince Oliver? Guess the trade conference kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going, too. I want to go to Crossbell. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I've heard. Though you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently President Toa is going as part of their entourage to further her studies. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. She's the pride of the academy. "9:30. This is the day. This is the day. I just have a feeling. Because we're in the place where the railway guns are. And we started off in a place, I don't remember where, if it even told us. And they had the guns that we were trying to get to, and then it flashed back in time. So I'm thinking this might be catching up with where we started, maybe? I thought that once before and I was wrong, but I'm kind of wondering if it might be time. Passengers wishing to travel on the Transcontinental Railroad, something, platform 2. They're always lucky. Their train thing, they just exit one door, walk across the platform, and right on to the next one. Or not. What's going on here? All this security feels like kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Of course it is.
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. At any rate, good day, everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what is this Eisengraf you mentioned? As in Iron Count, right? You'll see what I mean soon enough. Da-na-na-na. Special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. Phew. A special express train? It couldn't be. Right on time. The whole place is shaking. And there they are. And there they go. And there's more people. Yep. There's Toa. And there's Prince Oliver. And the Chancellor. And he looks at him. Chancellor also begins with C. I'm just saying. Even though it's not his actual name, it's his type. So that was the Eisengraph? Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside, too. The Eisengraph, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is, indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles or peerage. Reen? Yeah? Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa and Prince Oliver on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Eisengraph whooshed by so quickly. Nah, it's probably just coincidence. It was more than just a glance, so I could see them clearly, in detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for their cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway service bound for Crossbell State now arriving on Platform 2. Here it comes. Yeah, looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. And here's our friends. Hey, there they are. Reen, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip, everyone. Here's Crow and Sarah. Whoa, who's that classy looking babe? I should have just stayed on the train. Bye, Claire. We received word from Squad 8. No unusual movements have been detected near the Twin Dragons Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraph has finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, Have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will. I'm certain of it. And here we are on the train. For that long black train. Although it's not black. And I can't sing today because my voice is still rough. Apart from all the talking I do. I see. It sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple days too. Yeah, though I find it kind of hard to believe you've seen the ghost of Leanne Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Toval and the Radiant Blade Master went. It sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jirai Special Economic Zone. Though I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago. Is that correct? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. It's hardly a mystery why the reformists think so highly of it. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is that related to why we're going to Garrelia Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Garrelia Fortress by train before? Just one. I see. Just us, huh? Haha, I can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why is that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. A camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. And here's the Twin Dragons Bridge as they were talking about. Our Transcontinental Railroad, there's the Proving Ground. And we're coming upon Garrelia Fortress and Crossbell. The train carrying Class 7 continued its ride on the Transcontinental Line heading toward the east. They passed through the Twin Dragons Bridge, a Crucian Provincial Army base, and several stations later, it was finally time to pass through Guerrilla Fortress, which loomed large on the border with Crossbell State. 11:20. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is Garrelia Fortress. Garrelia Fortress. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at this station. be advised that all orbital photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by imperial law. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Wow, that was kind of... It sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Idios's name is that? Eastern border, Garrelia Fortress. The scale is just... This is Garrelia Fortress? This entire place is built from iron and concrete. Just how much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep, that was about as entertaining as I'd hoped. Not that I'm surprised. I thought the same things when I first saw it. From the crossbell side, all you can see is a cliff, though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor. What did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What compromises the military's strength and forms its foundation. And what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly as here? Yeah, this is definitely where I was at the beginning of the game. If not, there's another place that looks just like it. Garrelia Fortress platform. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. On the other side of this fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbell City, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbell City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Neidhart.
Oh, Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide. as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me,